What's up, guys? Happy Thursday. Sadly, I was not able to be back at school today. I had a fever last night, so gotta wait it out. But I am planning on coming back tomorrow, so looking forward to seeing you guys then, because it has been a minute. Couple things I wanted to let you guys know. First thing is if you were planning on retesting for the last test, if you got below an 80, I have decided to just let you get by with filling out the corrections form, and that is going to count as your retest. So since I'm not there to help you out with the retesting and everything, if you just fill out that yellow test corrections form, that's going to count as your retest. So you can grab one of those on the back table if you haven't already grabbed one yet. We can talk about it Friday. I can help you on Friday, but all you'll have to do is fill out that form. Another thing, hopefully you saw on the board, it says circles quiz on Friday. So we are still going to have that quiz Friday because you still need to be practicing these circle things that you're learning. But I will make it an open note quiz and it won't be too difficult. So be prepared that that's coming up tomorrow, but don't stress out about it. I'm planning on reviewing with you guys for the first half of class, and then the quiz will be the second half of class tomorrow. All right, so today we are going to do area of circles. So make sure you have your notes glued in, and we will get ready to grade last night's homework. All right, so circumference of a circle. First thing I'm going to do is write my formulas at the top. C equals pi d. Circumference equals pi times diameter. And C equals 2 pi r. Circumference equals 2 times pi times the radius. Also, you're going to get these formulas on your quiz and your test and the STAR test, so you're not going to have to memorize them, so don't worry about that. Okay, draw a line connecting each circle to the radius, diameter, and circumference. All right, first circle, I see the radius must be 7 because that's half of 14. Means the diameter is 14. And then in order to get the circumference, I am going to do, let me just go off to the side, 3.14 times 14. All right, 43.96, so straight across. All right, next one, I see that the radius is 6, that's halfway across. That means the diameter is 12. And that means I am going to do, I don't really know where to do it, I'll go over here, 3.14 times 12. It's kind of cutting off my 3, but I got 37.68. So that is down here. All right, next one. I see the diameter is 19. So half of 19, that would be 9.5. The diameter is 19, and then I'm going to do 3.14 times 19. Okay. I can't even read my own writing. I think that's 59.66. Forgive me if I did that wrong, but You can also just kind of estimate it, like 19 times 3. That makes sense. Okay, next one. An electric toy train travels around a Christmas tree in a circle. The train track measures 6 feet in diameter, so all the way across is 6. What is the distance the train travels? So if it's going around the track, that's the circumference. So I am going to do circumference equals pi times diameter. So 3.14 times 6. That would be 18.84 feet. All right, number 5. Tree trunk has a radius of 4 inches. What is the circumference of the tree trunk? Okay, so since it gave me the radius, I know I have to double the radius, so 2 pi r. So 4 times 2, that would be 8. So I am going to do 3.14 times 8. 25.12 inches. All right, last one. Erin runs laps around a circular pond with a radius of 12 yards. She calculated the total distance she would run after 10 laps around the pond. Is Erin's calculation correct? If not, correct her work. All right, so let me think this through. We got the radius, so we would do 2 pi r. And then she's going to run 10 laps around. So I would do the circumference times 10. So she did pi times the radius times 10. Okay, so it looks like she forgot to do times 2. So I'm just going to fix it by writing circumference would equal 3.14 times 24, because the diameter is 24, times 10. That would get you the right answer. All right, so fix your mistakes in red pen, put that away, and then take out your notebook for the warm-up. All right, whenever you're ready, here is the warm-up. It's kind of similar to the last question on the homework. It says the Ferris wheel below makes 12 revolutions per ride. How far would someone travel during one ride? Use 3.14 for pi. You can pause this until you've had time to try the problem, and I will go over it in a sec. All right, so I don't think it's going to let me write on this slide for some reason, so I'm just going to talk this one through. All right, so it gives us the diameter is 63. So I'm going to do 3.14 times 63. That gets me 197.82. So that would be one revolution, or one time around. And then it says you're going to go 12 revolutions, 12 times around. So multiply that by 12. Final answer is 2,373.84. And label your units. That would be feet. All right. So before we get into the notes, I'm going to play a brain pop video. This is going to go over circumference and area. I'm hoping the sound will be loud enough, but I'll put on the captions just in case. All right, so that was a little preview of how area works. So let's go to your notes and start filling those in. All right, so area is the amount of space a shape takes up. I'm sure you guys have learned in elementary school how to find the area of a rectangle, maybe a triangle. So area is always measured in square units. Or the quicker way to write that would be the unit, so like feet, inches, yards, whatever, with a little 2 for squared. So think about it. If you're measuring the area of something, you're measuring how much space it takes up. So it's basically the number of squares that fill up a shape. So like if you look down at circle 1, the area is just how many squares are inside the circle. If you guys look at the classroom floor, each of the little square tiles is 1 square foot because it's 1 foot by 1 foot. So you could just count the area of the floor by counting the squares. So it's really important when you're labeling your area, you need to put square units. We will work on that. All right, so like it said in the Brain Pop video, the formula for area is A equals pi r squared. All right, so let's test it out on circle 1. Circle 1 says the radius is 3 inches. I'm going to start by writing down my formula. In this unit, we're going to be using a lot of different formulas, so it's always good to write down which one you're using. Then I am going to replace the r with the radius. So I'm going to put pi times, you can write this however you want. I'm going to put it in parentheses, times 3 squared. So 3 squared is 3 times 3, that would be 9. So in terms of pi, that would equal 9 pi. Or if I want to use 3.14, I would do 3.14 times 9. I would get 28.26. And it says inches, but the units are going to be square inches. So I'm just going to put inches with a little 2 for squared. So if you counted the little squares in that circle, there are 28.26. All right, circle 2, A equals pi r squared. Okay, this time gives me the diameter is 10. So that means I need to cut that in half. The radius is 5. So I'm going to plug in 5 for my radius. So pi times 5 squared. 5 times 5, that's 25. So in terms of pi, it's 25 pi. And if I want to calculate it, I'll use 3.14 times 25. That is 78.5 square centimeters. Sometimes people will write SQ and then the units, like SQCM. I usually just write the units with the little squared, the 2, but it's up to you. All right, circle 3, A equals pi r squared. This time my radius is 6, so I'm going to need to do pi times 6 squared. 6 times 6, that's 36 times pi. So then I can do 3.14 times 36, that's 113.04. And that would be square meters. So meters squared. All right, so you just do pi times the radius times the radius. Pi times the radius squared. Okay, next one. A personal pizza from Polly's Pizza has an 8-inch diameter. A family ordered 4 personal pizzas. What was the total area of all 4 pizzas? All right, so this time, since there's 4 pizzas, we're going to need to do the area of 1 and then multiply it by 4. So I'm going to write down my formula. Area is pi r squared. It says the diameter is 8 inches. It always helps to draw a picture to make sure you know what you've got. So if the diameter is 8, that means the radius would be 4. So I am going to do 3.14 times 4 squared. So 3.14 times 16. Let me grab my calculator again. Actually, I need to plug in my computer. Give me 1 sec. All right, 3.14 times 16, that would be 50.24. But then there are 4 pizzas. So 50.24 times 4 would be 200.96 inches squared. Square inches. All right, last one. 2 different trees are being planted in an outdoor garden. Each tree requires a specific amount of space for its roots to grow. How much more space will tree 2 require than tree 1? All right, this sounds like a subtraction problem. So let's see. Maybe I'll split this up. Tree 1, tree 2. All right, tree 1, the radius would be 8. So I'm going to do 3.14 times 8 squared. So that would be 3.14 times 64. 200.96, just like the last problem. Okay. Tree 2, 3.14 times 9 squared. So 3.14 times 81, that would be 254.34. And then I'm just going to take that minus 200.96. And I got 53.38. That would be feet squared, or square feet. All right, so here is your plan for the rest of class. You guys are going to grab a sheet of scratch paper in a minute and put your name on it. I have posted 12 task cards to Schoology for you. All of them are pretty simple, just asking you to find the area of a circle. So make sure you do pi times the radius squared. Some of them have pictures, some of them are just sentences. So you are going to number your paper 1 through 12, show your work on the paper, turn it in the tray when you are done. And if you have extra time, I posted an area of circles slide. Or if you don't have time, you can just do that for extra practice later. So task cards, that's going to be for a grade. The slide is just extra. And then you'll have homework tonight, so the sub will give that to you at the end of class. So do your best to finish the task cards, and if you don't finish them, you can finish them at go time or for homework. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.